Hello, today our subject is professional boundaries, where we need to focus because faith meets real life. That's exactly what happens here when we are dealing with professional boundaries. This is Free One Training Institute, training and development. We believe that training should be available for everyone. That's why we provide online training. If you have questions or like to enroll, email us at fnotraining@gmail.com. And you can get personal training, staff training, individual training. We provide it all. Okay, so we hope to hear from you soon about training. Establishing professional boundaries is essential in our workplace. When faith meets real life, even the Bible tells us that having healthy boundaries are essential in the workplace. We can define essential as absolutely necessary. And that's what it is. It's absolutely necessary at the workplace and in other areas of our lives also. Boundaries are absolutely necessary. You have to understand that boundaries are not barriers to living a productive life or collaborative life with others. Boundaries is actually guidelines on how we work and live and appreciate others and collaborate with others. Even in our responsibility at work, we may work for clients, and when you work for clients, it requires a heart of compassion. But the compassion must be balanced with healthy boundaries and wisdom in all that we do. Let's define boundaries. Boundaries in a relationship are the limits and rules we set for ourselves. See the word ourselves? To define what's acceptable and what's not in interaction with others. That's ourselves. Also, we protect ourselves in our relationship by setting boundaries with friends, family, coworker. A boundary tells others how best to have a collaborative relationship with you. In other words, I would just say, don't cross over this line. That is my boundary. So we have to clearly define the definition of boundaries. Let's talk about some key points in boundaries. Boundaries protect both the staff or participants. Boundaries builds trust, respect, and professionalism. It creates professional relationship are respected when you have good communication and boundaries. Core values and prioritize professional boundaries. Let's identify your needs and the limits. Physical, your personal space. That's a core value. Your emotional, your support. Your mental, your time and your deadlines. Your respect, your client and your leadership. Determine what's comfortable, what makes you uncomfortable in these areas of physical, emotional, mental, and respect. Clearly communicate your need and what you need people to understand and do it in a clear and assertive manner. Consistently hold your boundaries. Use the statement I need quiet time. That's my personal space. I need support. I need your support. That's emotional. So that you can feel comfortable with what you say. Recognize your limits. Recognize your limits when it comes to your time, your client and your relationship and your leadership. So it's very important that you establish core values in all of these areas so that you can practice professional boundaries. Effective strategies for communicating boundaries. Think first before you speak, and it makes you uncomfortable and makes them uncomfortable. So make sure you communicate at the right time. Don't just blurt it out because you haven't thought about it. Think about what your strategy to communicate healthy boundaries. Practice compassion when you disagree with someone. Make sure you understand that we work with people. Our goal is to collaborate with others, but we only collaborate with others and we appreciate others when they respect our boundaries and our core values. Clearly express your values and your preferences. And sometimes we don't. Here's a few examples of poor boundaries with clients or friends or family. Sometimes it can be money. If you loan money, it might become a problem. So, also, if you work for a company and you're not following company protocol, your personal time outside of work, you incorporate the personal time outside of work with the same person you work with, and you've blurred the lines of boundaries. So risk legal consequences when that happens. So that's poor, that's example of poor boundaries. But boundaries with clients, they are important. It creates client trust, ethical conduct, and over involvement. It limits over involvement. So it's very important that you understand the risks involved in legal consequences. If you work for a company and you haven't followed company protocol, you may find yourself in a legal situation that you did not foresee happening. So this is a complete sentence. What is a complete sentence? No. No is a complete sentence. Your no is you taking responsibility for your own life and actions while allowing the other people to be responsible for their own actions. So make sure we have healthy boundaries with clear communication. Foster productive collaboration. It has to be productive. Respect others' limits as they respect your limit. Treat every participant with dignity and respect. Maintain confidentiality. Don't be overly friendly. And remember to follow agency policies. Keep communication professional and respectful. And know and refer participants to appropriate resources. If you don't have it, then respect them. Understand that your goal is to empower others, not to rescue them. In any form of life, whether it's in your family or your friends, remember your role just to empower. So sometimes a staff person may feel that it's their responsibility to connect with each other or participants or clients, and they may cross the line that of professional boundaries in the workplace. So make sure you remain consistent and that you help the clients feel safe with clear communication and that you foster productive collaboration and that you're just not trying to rescue everybody and not adhering to your own priorities or not even adhering to what you need as an individual with the word no. Maintain consistent clients where they feel safe and you feel safe and don't have favoritism. It's not necessary. Just have protocol. Just follow the protocol and practice. Let's talk about that. Practice, practice, practice. Practice healthy boundaries. And eventually you will understand that you have created healthy boundaries and they will respect it. Always be professional. When you communicate with mutual respect, always maintain ethical conduct. Your boundaries will eventually, at some point, they might get violated. But speak up. Tell the person that you don't feel comfortable about something. It's okay if you communicate it, that you're uncomfortable, and it's okay. Because if you do it in the right fashion, if you communicate with mutual respect, they will receive it. But don't just wait for something to boil over and you have not done your part with communicating and you haven't done your part with establishing or reinforcing your boundaries. But usually, when you set boundaries, you may have to go back and reinforce because they may become more lackadaisical. You may become more relaxed in your environment. Just always reflect back on being a professional in the workplace and in serving others in the workplace and even in your home, in your environment, in your work relationship, in your fellowship with friends. Have some kind of boundaries and they will understand what your boundaries are and you continue to reinforce those boundaries. Don't wait till it's too late. Don't wait till there's a problem that somebody has violated your boundaries. So communicate properly. I'm Dr. Yolonda Young Simmons, and I like to just tell you thank you. Thank you so very much for joining us. Boundaries is very important. We have to understand that we have to establish boundaries for ourselves. It protects us and it protects others. Even Jesus had boundaries. He would go off by himself and have his time alone. And you too need to have boundaries. So feel free to leave us a comment. If you like the video, subscribe. And I just thank you so very much because I truly believe that God uses ordinary people to do extraordinary things. And you may be that one to do something extraordinary. So please establish a boundary. Remember, you are here to empower others, not to rescue them. Thank you for letting me share. I'm Dr. Yolonda Young Simmons. It's been a blast. Hope to hear from you guys soon. Thank you. Take care.